Before you sign a single contract, hand over a single
can't
dollar,
afford these
or fall in
changes.
love with a single floor plan,
We'll have to cut the master
I
suite.
need you to watch this entire video. Because the difference between building your dream home and building your biggest regret comes down to about 12 things nobody tells you until it's too late. I have seen people spend $400,000 on a house that started leaking in year 2. I have seen families move into a home that looked perfect on paper, but cost them $3,000 a month just to heat and cool. So if you are even thinking about building in 2026, stay with me till the end, because the last section alone could save you tens of thousands of dollars. Before we get into it, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because this channel breaks down real home building decisions every single week, the kind that actual builders do not want you to know. Now, let us get into it. The land problem nobody talks about. Most people pick a piece of land because it looks nice. Wrong move. The land is not just where your house sits. It determines almost everything about your budget. In 2026, soil testing and site preparation costs have gone up significantly in many regions because of stricter building codes and drainage requirements. If your land has poor soil, a high water table, or steep grading, you could be looking at an extra $20,000 to $60,000 just to make it buildable, before you even lay a foundation. Always get a geotechnical survey done before you buy land, not after. A cheap plot that needs expensive fixing is not a deal, it is a trap. The budget they never show you. Every builder will give you a beautiful number up front. That number is a lie. Not because they are dishonest, but because it almost never includes everything. Permits, impact fees, utility hookups, landscaping, driveway paving, window treatments, appliances. These are often listed as separate line items or simply left out of the initial quote. In 2026, with material costs still fluctuating due to tariffs on steel, lumber, and imported fixtures, a smart rule is to add 15 to 20% on top of any quoted price as a contingency fund. If your builder tells you that you do not need a contingency, that is a red flag, not reassurance. Choosing a builder is not
Here are the
like
keys to
choosing
your
a
new
restaurant.
home.
You cannot just go with the one
Thank
that
you
has
so
the
much.
nicest
It is
reviews or
absolutely
the friendliest
perfect.
salesperson. You need to check 3 things. First, ask to see a home they built at least 3 years ago, not last month, because that shows you how their work ages. Second, check if they are properly licensed and insured in your state or country. This protects you legally if something goes wrong mid-build. Third, ask how they handle disputes and delays. Because delays will happen, the question is whether they communicate honestly or go silent for weeks. A good builder is not the one who never has problems. It is the one who tells you the truth when problems come up. The floor plan trap. Pinterest and Instagram have ruined floor plan decisions for a lot of people. You see a gorgeous open concept kitchen with a waterfall island, and you want immediately, but nobody shows you the follow-up costs. Open concept layouts often need more expensive structural beams to replace load-bearing walls. They cost more to heat and cool because there are fewer barriers to contain air, and they offer less privacy for families with kids or multiple generations living together. Before you finalize a plan, physically tape out the room sizes on your current floor with painter's tape and walk through it. Numbers on paper feel different from walking through an actual space. Permits and inspections, the slow part nobody warns you about. In 2026, permit processing times in many cities have gotten longer, not shorter, due to increased demand and short-staffed municipal offices. Some regions are reporting permit approval delays of 8 to 16 weeks, depending on your area and the complexity of your build. This means your build timeline is not just about construction speed. It is about paperwork speed. Ask your builder directly how they handle permit delays and whether that time is baked into your contract's completion date. If it is not mentioned at all, that is a conversation you need to have before signing anything. Energy efficiency is not optional anymore. With energy prices remaining unpredictable heading into 2026, building an inefficient home is basically choosing to overpay every single month for the next 30 years. Look into proper insulation ratings for your climate zone, double or triple pane windows, and heat pump systems instead of older HVAC setups. Solar panel costs have also come down significantly, and in several regions there are still tax incentives available for 2026 installations. Spending a little more upfront on efficiency almost always pays for itself within 5 to 8 years, and it makes your home more valuable when you eventually sell. The timeline reality check. If your builder tells you your home will be done in 6 months, mentally prepare for 9 to 12. This is not pessimism. It is just how construction works. Weather delays, supply chain hiccups, subcontractor scheduling conflicts, and permit backlogs stack up in ways that are almost impossible to predict perfectly. The families who handle this best are the ones who plan their current living situation with buffer room, whether that means a longer lease or staying with family, a bit longer than expected. The families who struggle are the ones who sold their old home expecting to move in exactly on schedule. Financing in 2026. Interest rates have shifted multiple times over the past couple of years, and construction loans work differently from regular mortgages. Most construction loans are short-term and convert into a permanent mortgage once the home is finished, which means you could be locking in your final rate months or even a year after you originally applied. Talk to your lender specifically about rate lock options for construction to permanent loans, because a rate change of even 0.5% can mean tens of thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. Do not assume the rate you see advertised today is the rate you will actually get when your home is complete. Resale value, even if you never plan to sell. Life changes. Jobs move. Families grow. Plans shift. Even if you are building your forever home, you should still think about resale value, because it protects you either way. Overly personalized design choices, like extremely unique paint colors built into stonework or unusual room layouts, can make a home harder to sell later. Stick to timeless design choices for structural and permanent elements, and save the bold personal touches for things that are easy to change later, like furniture, paint, and decor. The one thing that separates smooth builds from disasters. If there's one single takeaway from everything I just shared, it is this: communication and documentation win every time. Get everything in writing. Every change order, every verbal promise, every timeline update. Homes that go smoothly are almost never lucky. They are simply well documented. The families who end up in legal disputes with their builders are almost always the ones who relied on verbal agreements and good faith instead of paper trails. Building a house in 2026 can absolutely still be one of the best financial and personal decisions you make, but only if you go in with your eyes open. Test your land before you buy it. Pad your budget realistically. Vet your builder like you are hiring for a long-term partnership, because you are. Choose your floor plan based on how you actually live, not how it looks online. Expect permit delays and timeline slips. Prioritize energy efficiency. Lock in your financing carefully. And document everything. If this video helped you see things you had not thought about before, that is exactly why I make these videos. Subscribe so you do not miss the next one, where I'm going to break down the exact questions you should ask any builder before you sign a contract. Drop a comment below telling me where you are in your building journey right now, whether you're still looking for land or already mid-build. I read every single comment. See you in the next one.